Hey guys, Arterot here, bringing to you some stories of nefarious deeds done really, really badly. Alright, I've covered decidedly unscrupulous activities before, whether they're big-scale corporate work like Publish America, sociopathic creepiness like the bloke who used the Craigslist to arrange his wife's rape, or off-the-cuff thievery like the runaway millionaire. But it isn't often a matter of petty theft draws my attention. I mean, not to say it isn't a horrible act, of course, but at this point, it's so common to hear about. Even the reported screw-ups are fairly unremarkable. Crooks who couldn't get away from the cops, or tripped an alarm, or got chased out by a dog. I mean, even the more unusual instances are worth only a brief chortle. Like the pair of robbers who broke into a liquor store, unaware that the police station was about 2 blocks away. Still, every once in a while, there comes along an example of epic crime fail, and this is such an instance. A woman by the name of Shannon Patton awoke one morning, unaware that earlier in the evening, a man by the name of Christian Castillo had broken into her home with the obvious intent to rob her of her valuables. Now, normally, the victim only finds out that they've been robbed after they come downstairs and find that things are missing, like money or jewelry, electronics, family, pets. Shannon is therefore unique in that her first clue as to the intrusion wasn't that she was missing anything, but rather that her home had acquired a new feature, namely Mr. Castillo himself, who she found lying on the kitchen floor. So what incredible homemade security measure or expensive doodad was responsible for subduing this notorious fiend? Absolutely nothing whatsoever. Castillo was uninjured, and in fact, technically, he wasn't necessarily unconscious. Actually, he was asleep, right there on the kitchen tiles, with pantyhose on his head, and his pants were off and lying on the floor beside him. God knows why. Anyway, she called the police, who arrived to apprehend the one who didn't get away. Castillo was sleeping through the entire time, obviously driven by a shrewd and predatory instinct normally found in certain breeds of mushrooms. In fact, he was so out of it, the police officer who arrived actually needed to yell at the man a few times in order to make him even wake up. Of course, once he did, Castillo was promptly arrested, tried with both attempted robbery as well as actual robbery. The latter being because he already had in his pockets possessions that he had snatched from unattended cars in the area, which means he didn't even have the option of pretending that he wasn't there to rob her. So let's face it, this makes Bonnie and Clyde's end look like a raging success, because at least it took 200 or 300 bullets to get them down. Still, it's largely been assumed that the reason this man passed out was because he had been drinking rather extensively, something supported by the belief that the reason he had dispensed of his pants was that he really had to go to the bathroom, and the toilet was so very far away. Yeah, anyway, I can't help but wonder whether this was the kind of household that left their door unlocked, because I can't imagine how someone incapable of even remaining conscious during the entirety of his caper would get past so much as a locked door with the key still in it. But hey, end of the day, the more of today's criminals are horribly inept and incapable of basic function, the better off everyone will be. I do have to feel a little sorry for the guy, though, because should he end up with jail time, the story of his screw-up is pretty much going to make him everyone's bitch. Anyway, shorty but a sweetie tonight, this is Arterot reminding everyone to like, subscribe, etc., because I keep forgetting to mention it in my other videos.